Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, everyone. First video, well, technically third video in the new apartment. The first one was a tour, and the second one won't be uploaded till Monday because I recorded it on the other phone. So this is technically going to be the second video on the new phone, or in the new apartment. But that's neither here nor there. I'm thinking about starting a new series of videos on my channel. I think I've started to try to start series on my channel in the past. And, well, I just lose motivation and then never continue with them. But I think I'm going to try to keep this series going. Now, what is this series? So I was watching James A. Denise, Dead Meat, talk about Halloween 6. And I was just thinking, how could we make this movie work? Because both versions of the movie, the producer's cut and the theatrical cut, are bad. But, what if we change this one thing? And I'm not going to reveal what it is because that's going to be for a later video. So I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant. I need to make a video about this. But then I thought, wait, what if I make this a whole series and talk about all the Halloween movies and then move on to the next horror series? And maybe I can do other movies besides horror, other genres besides horror in this series. If I can think of a movie series that could have this be done. So this series is going to be the how can I fix, or how it should have been made, or something along those lines. What I would do to fix this. So, starting not with the sixth movie, which is the one that inspired me to do this series, I'm going to go in order. I'm going to start at the beginning and work my way up. And I'm going to do the first 3 movies in one video because these first 3 movies are basically already perfect for the most part. I don't need to change a whole lot. So it would be pointless to make a video for each of them. But once we get to Halloween, like 4 and 5, 6, etc., they're going to get their own dedicated, like, big sections of video or their own video. So, let me get up. It seems pointless to try to change anything about a beloved classic. Movies that are classic and get praised, usually people get mad if you try to change something about them because it seems like it doesn't need to be. It's already perfect. But there is no such thing as perfect. There's a flaw in everything if you look hard enough. So, Halloween 1. What are the problems with this movie? Well, Decker Shadow, movie reviewer on YouTube, shout outs to him. I like his content, but I don't agree with his opinion on Halloween 1. He is one of the few people that says Halloween 1 is kind of boring. I can't fix that. That's an opinion-based thing. Everything about the movie, from Michael's escape to the slaughter near the end where he kills all the people, it's meant to build tension. And if you don't get scared, anticipating when Michael's gonna strike, there's nothing we can do about that. That's just how you're wired as a person. So that's a purely your opinion-based thing. So if I try to change anything about the movie to make it less boring, it's just not going to be as good. So no, the only thing I personally would change about Halloween 1 is the line at the end where, similar to Star Wars with Luke, I am your father. He never said that line. He said, no, Luke, I am your father. People misremember the exact wording and then get super, defensive when you correct them. But it's just a misremembering. It's a Mandela effect. Just calm down. So everyone seems to think the line in this movie was that the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, it was. But no, she said, what's the boogeyman? Questioning what it is. And then, Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis says, as a matter of fact, that was. So that's a confusing, thing, and I want to change it. Either I'll change it to the misremembered line, was that the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, that was. Or I will change the delivery of Donald Pleasance's, line delivery there, and just keep the lines the same. Keep the lines the same, change the delivery. What's the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, that was. Saying, like, she's saying, what's the boogeyman? And he's saying, that's the boogeyman. He's just, giving it a different tone. It works that way, but I'm going to go with the first option of changing the line itself. Was that the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, it was. Boom, perfect, done. Halloween 2. Now, this movie used to be so beloved, but now it's so split because the original creator, John Carpenter, says he doesn't like it. And that's fine. I get why he doesn't like it, and he's in his right not to like it. He's valid. But it's actually still a pretty good movie. But let's just play devil's advocate here and try to figure out how we can fix it, if there's anything that can be fixed here. So the reason why John Carpenter hates this movie is because he was forced to add in the plot of Laurie being Michael's sister, and that being the reason why he's coming after her. Killed one sister, and now he's on like a mission to complete the job, which that's not Michael. That wasn't what Michael's thing was. He was just aimless murder. Just for the heck of it. That's the whole point. So giving him a motive behind it is dumb. So, how would we fix the movie? See, if we remove the sister subplot, then there's no way Dr. Loomis would realize Michael's going after Laurie and go to the hospital to save her. So we can't remove it. But it being there goes against Michael's character. So what if, hear me out, Laurie is his sister, but that's not why he's going after her. Her being his sister is just a coincidence. He just locked onto her because she knocked on the door in the first movie to leave the key there. That's the whole reason why he locked onto her in the first movie before they established the sister plot. It was just a chance encounter, like I said in like a live stream a little bit ago. If she didn't drop off that key, Michael may have locked onto someone else and killed someone else's friend group. So what if the reason why he's going after her is because she just happened to be the one he locked onto? But Dr. Loomis only made an assumption that that's why Michael's going after her. Because, she's a sister. Now, how would we reveal in the movie that that's not the reason? We could, establish that Michael didn't directly go after Laurie from the get-go. He stuck around in his house and only started going after her when she approached the door. So we can have her give a line delivery to Loomis after he comes and rescues her, saying that He didn't come after me right away. He only started stalking me after I dropped a key off at his house. And then Loomis is like, oh, so he's not coming after you because you're his sister. That's just a coincidence. Well, you're his sister. And then the ending will play out like it does with him killing the cop, chasing them, and then they get blown up. Boom, there, fixed the movie, saved. Now, Halloween 3. This is going to be the last movie I cover in this part. Man, Halloween 3. It's a good movie. People just hate it because there's no Michael, but it's actually a damn good movie on its own, in its own regards. If it was just called Season of the Witch and didn't have Halloween 3 on the title, or even if you just remove the 3 and just call it Halloween, then it could seem like it's just an unrelated movie, because there's plenty of movies that are about Halloween other than the Halloween series. Maybe this movie wouldn't have gotten so much hate. So this movie, like the first one, doesn't need much work. It shouldn't have to be fixed, but since everyone, or almost everyone, people have come around to it over the years. Now people say it's one of the best sequels. Man, how things flip. But if I were to try to fix it to please the people, here's what I would do. Similar to the movie, John Carpenter's movie Body Bag, that is in the same universe as Halloween, I would have references to things like Haddonfield. And, people could mention Michael like it happened, instead of it being a movie in universe that plays a couple times. So what if, in this movie, their ritual they're trying to do with, the whole killing all the kids with the mask stuff is to resurrect Michael, or wake him up, however you want to put it. Michael burned to death at the end of the last one, presumably, like his body was completely destroyed. Until it gets retconned in 4, but let's worry about that later. He's supposed to be dead, burned, gone. So what if this ceremony at the end was to bring Michael back? Doing some demonic ritual Samhain sacrifice to bring back the ultimate evil. Because why not? That's the whole reason he's doing it in the movie to begin with, even without the Michael plot I'm making up. He's just doing it because, for the hell of it, it's to bring Halloween back to its roots. So they got what remains of Michael's burned body, and they put it in the center of their little thing. And as soon as the commercial goes off and the kids start dying, a beam of light is going to shine onto Michael's body and, resurrect him. Or his body may have been completely destroyed, so the beam of light opens a portal where Michael crawls out from the afterlife. Maybe. Or maybe the main guy, the villain, the CEO guy, is going to be this vessel for Michael's soul? Maybe? There's some options. There's a few options we could do. Or if you don't want the Michael and this company, the Shamrock Company, to be interlinked, then we could just have Michael have survived the end of Halloween 2 and has just been wandering around, burned for a few years. And then he just so happens to wander into the factory near the end when the main character are messing up the evil villain's plan. And then he looks up at the rafters and claps like, "Good job. You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Good job. You managed to stop me." And then the beam of light hits the guy, and then he disintegrates, and that's the end of him in the movie. Well, what if instead of the beam of light from the messed up plan killing him, what if Michael just happened to wander into the building and then he stabs the guy in the back? Why? He doesn't need a reason why. He's Michael fucking Myers. Now we could have him be all burnt and like charred, like a charred corpse walking. Or he could have a new mask and jumpsuit, but we could tell it's still him because his hands are burned. Something like that. Maybe. Also, what if all the androids in the movie are actually based on Michael Myers unmasked? Like somehow the CEO found out what Michael looked like and made all of these androids look like Michael unmasked just because he admired Michael. That could be something. What if, okay, going off Halloween 4, let's say he got skin grafts or he has a healing factor. Michael survived his burning at the end of Halloween 2, healed up, and then wandered and found his way into this factory. And now he just blends in with all the other androids, and that's where he's been hiding for years, waiting to make his next move and strike again. And then it's revealed at the end that Michael was among the androids, and that's when he stabs the main villain. Because Michael's random, he can wait. He waited 15 years after killing his sister to go on another spree. He waited 10 years, well, that's because he was in a coma, in the Thorn timeline. Then 1 year, and then 6 years. In the H2O timeline, he waited 20 years, and then a couple more years. In the 2018 timeline, he waited 40 goddamn years, and then another 4 years or so to go on his next. So Michael is all about the wait. His whole thing is killing, but he can go long periods in between the killing. Kind of like me, I'm a writer, but I can go long periods in between my writing. So he was just hiding in the factory to hide from the authorities and just waiting to randomly strike. Boom. But if all that seems too far-fetched, then I could go with the, first idea I had a while ago, the body bags, where it's in the same universe as the first two movies, where we have references and mentions, but it's still mostly its own story. Michael only shows up in mentions. We could still keep the idea of the androids being based on Michael. That could be where the mentioning him comes in. It's like, oh yeah, remember that killer from 1978 who went on a spree? That's what I based all my robots on because I like that guy. That would be good right there. So yeah, that's my suggestions for how to fix the first 3 Halloween movies. It's perfect. It works. So now, next part to the series, I might cover Halloween 4 and 5 in the same video because 4 doesn't need a whole lot of changes. 4 is pretty good. 5 though, that's going to be a whole chunk. And then 6 is getting a video on its own. And I'm not, even though I count the producer's cut and the theatrical cut as 2 different movies, I'm not going to talk about both of them as if they're 2 movies and how I would fix each of them. They're supposed to be the same movie, they're just 2 drastically different versions. So I'm basically going to be making my own Halloween 6. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about it like it's one movie. Then after that, H2O. I might do H2O as its own video. I don't know if I can squeeze Resurrection in there. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure this all out as I go. What series should I do next after this? I might do Jason. Maybe Freddy. Maybe Leatherface. There's a lot I could say to fix a lot of the Leatherface movies. That's neither here nor there, though. Anyway, yeah, I got 30 seconds left. I like ending on a perfect even number. I got nothing else to say though. Fuck it. See you guys next time. Peace.